everybody. That was the wrong thing now. It's just supposed to be mean. I thought I stopped sharing that. We're looking at something before. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Truth Tuesday with the beautiful Satoshi Sean and the hilarious Litecoin Lisa.
I just am posting a comment on my channel that says go to Sean's channel first.
All right. We're starting out over on my channel first and then going over to Lisa's.
Paste. I'm shaking it up. Okay. And I put the link in the chat and in the description over there. So.
Okay. Please crush the like button. Hello, everyone.
Your hair looks fabulous today,
Thank
Sean.
you. I've been working on it.
So beautiful.
Been working on it for centuries.
Did you have a good Hallows Eve?
Yes, it was really good. Hold on, just do it.
Jack Poziobecki posted this big article about educating people about the history of Halloween and All Hallows Eve. Today is actually All Hallows Day. Do you know the history of this?
I used to,
because you were educating me about some of these Christian holidays that have been taken over by the evildoers. And so it was this really cool article. And I think I shared it with my Patreon. I'm pretty sure.
It was a harvest. It was a harvest.
It was celebrating the harvest. It also was celebrating all the martyrs that had died in the past year for Christianity. So
yeah, that's not. I mean, I had like a full week of learning it every year in up north.
Really?
And we didn't learn any of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were celebrating like all the people that had died for Christianity for the whole week. They're celebrating the harvest in the fall. You know, they'd worked all summer and brought in the harvest. And then All Hallows Day was because the word hollow is the holy or the hallowed, All Hallowed Day. So it actually was to celebrate, like the way the Mexicans celebrate Dia los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, and they build altars thinking of their loved ones that have passed, and honoring them. And so what it was is to celebrate the people that had died in the sake of or fighting for or remembering Christianity. And it made me think of the Benghazi thing. And I wondered if, you know how all this stuff is being disclosed right now like crazy. Like there was a big leak on WikiLeaks the other day, or big dump.
Yes, there was. Not talked about anywhere, but yeah.
Not talked about anywhere, but there was a huge dump. And so I thought, man, is a bunch of this stuff going to come out? And they are trying to hold a lot of it back still. I know the FBI is asking for 66 years to release and redact Seth Rich's documents or whatever, the documents from his computer or whatever. But there is some stuff coming out, you know. So I think it's very interesting. The big, I thought since you have a lot of crypto stuff on your show, you did the meme review on Saturdays, or is it on Sunday?
It's random.
Okay.
Whenever my community starts yelling at me.
Okay. On the weekend,
hey, man, why are you giving us some money?
Yeah. On the weekend, you'll do the crypto meme reviews, which are hilarious.
Yeah.
And you do giveaways on those, which are cool. But they, the MakerDAO story, I just saw too.
Yeah, you're jumping everywhere, man. I want to talk, but you were talking about All Hallows Eve.
This stuff. Okay, we can stay on Halloween. All Hallows Eve.
Yes.
But I'm tying it all together. I'm saying like there's all this stuff. There's people dying and stuff.
Yes. Well, I had a good Halloween. It was my granddaughter's birthday, the 29th. My ex-wife's birthday, the 30th. My sister's birthday is Halloween. My cousin Janie, her birthday, it's today.
Day's
Okay.
not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet. Okay. You need to remind me though after this because I'll forget. I got to
Okay.
tell her every day. And then someone else is on the 2nd. I don't know. It's crazy. But I got the kids a giant Toblerone. When I say giant, it's ridiculous.
Is that in the picture?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
10 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And it's bigger than Oliver. It's like over 3 feet long, over a meter. And then I had got that made for them for Halloween. And then it was Nord's birthday, so they came over a little early, and we like hung out and gave her presents and everything. She's into this Ellie and her unicorn. It's a thing that the kids
Okay.
like to read, but she's really into it. And then so I was trying to ask Nick like what book she had, because it's so hard buying presents for her because she's like in that like 10 to 12 age where
That's canon.
she's not like a little girl and she's not like a teenager. So, but
the
I was
tween age.
really excited about books because that's easy for me to do. Anyway, I just got her the whole set, which
Oh, nice.
Come to find out, she didn't even have any books. She gets them from the library and reads them.
Oh,
So
good.
she was like so excited. I gave her this unicorn lamp. She was really excited about that. She was like super stoked. I always go overboard. Like I admit it's overboard, but I
That's
always
what
went overboard.
grandparents are supposed to do, though. Yeah.
I've always went overboard. I remember my ex-wife used to be really pissed at me about it, and everybody always like talks crap and but I can't tell you how many kids, and it blows my mind that I've given like Robert's friends and my kids' friends are like, hey, I got you this for Christmas, and they will say to me, I swear to God, this is like a regular thing. Oh, this is the first Christmas present I've ever got, and they're like a 14-year-old kid. I don't understand that. Anyway,
I know. I think people would be surprised.
Yeah.
To know how many people don't really get
stuff or
gifts,
birthdays. Yeah.
birthdays, Christmas. That
To me,
it's
it blows my
not.
mind. My family always made a big deal of it. But I was shopping at Walmart. I was like 25 or something. My kids were little and babies. And this was, mind you, like my third trip of buying a buttload of stuff. And I was pushing my cart full of toys, thinking I'm a normal human being. And these two old black ladies walk by, and this woman said, "Ooh, child, I'm gonna come to your house for Christmas." And this other lady said, "Girl, you leave him alone. You know he's shopping for a church or a charity." And I was like, okay, I do go overboard. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
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 And then
Well, that's what we did for my first charity that I founded was OK Foster Wishes, and we did Christmas gifts for all the kids in the state of Oklahoma. And our biggest year was over 10,000 children. And I was exhausted, but we had engaged volunteers in the state, and gave everybody lists of 10,000 kids in Oklahoma in foster care. And then we had warehouses in different locations, and I drove like a big, not a semi, but a big box truck all around the state and picked up gifts and brought them back to the warehouse, and we had volunteers sort them. And it does feed your soul to be a part of something like that and see the foster parents' faces where like they're already doing so much, caring for those families, whether it's a kinship placement where that's a biological or family relation or whatever, or if it's,
I have bought tons of, and I honestly, they're not going to watch this. Janie's kids, she has, I don't know, 1,000 kids. She pops them out. But to this day, still every Christmas, the only presents they have for Christmas are from Uncle Sean. Every year. Because they don't get Christmas until she gets her tax return.
Oh.
Because they've always been, pretty poor. So she gets her big, $5,000 tax return, $10,000 tax return, and then she buys Christmas presents.
Which, how crazy is that? think about that then. So the taxes are being taken out of her check, but then returned to her, which means they're being stolen and withheld from her so that then she can't provide for her children at Christmas. That just pisses me off.
Very sad day today for me. I did something really, really bad that has me depressed. And it has to do with what you just said as a reminder of it. So I do YouTube full time and I love it. And it was doing crypto has been amazing and great. I retired and just did this and it was fun and awesome. My community's awesome. Really, the last meme review, I had so many people, they like, the comments are like, hey man, I'm watching this for a third time for you. So you have the views. And I was like, yeah, I appreciate it. You're like a legend. It's like, well, this is the best YouTube channel. And it really made me feel really good. But with the market, and I lost $1 million this time last year, exactly. My friend screwed me over. I had a guy with the project. He dumped on his on his community. I haven't called him out or said anything. But he dumped. My friend knew that he was dumping, and I locked up all my coins. So I couldn't even sell them. So I went from having $1 million to like 100,000 in 2 weeks or like 10 days. It was crazy because they both dumped.
And
he has a new house and lots of money and he's good. But and then this, the asshole, he's great. But I ended up getting out with for like 60 grand or something. Which I only put in 45. So, and that I'll punch you in the face if you tell me, well, you didn't really lose money. I did. I was a millionaire and I have just a screenshot to show of it. But it's been a rough year and the market has been crappy. And so anyway, I made a deal today and I took a job working for the devil.
Well,
literally the devil. It is the devil. A financial advisor. So all that which I wish to destroy, I have had to become a part of again. So I signed on with this big agency out of Houston. So I'm gonna do like it part time, maybe like 1 day a week or something.
I think we all have to do what we have to do right now for our families.
Yeah.
And get through this time. I mean, we're facing a crisis that is literally, they're comparing it to the Greatest Depression.
Yeah. And I see it coming and I'm not ready.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh crap, this is like the worst time. So I need some extra money.
Yeah.
I tried to get on with this this real huge firm in what's the terrible city, Detroit. And they do like product placement for like movies and stuff, like they did John Wick and all that. And these huge YouTubers are the ones that work with them. I went to their social marketing department, and it's just to get sponsors. And they don't really do crypto. They have like gun show or channels and like just huge influencers and huge YouTube channels. But I got this guy, and I just done the McAfee tribute and the Janice interview, and I was like, hey, he's looking at the channel. And I was like, yeah, I just did this this interview and this tribute, And he was like, okay, he was all super professional. And then he goes, all right, Sean, I'm gonna ask you something, and I want you to be honest with me, okay? I was like, yes, sir. What is it? It gets quiet, and this is like professional, trying to get on with this, huge company. And he's like, is he still alive, dude? I was like, what? He goes, John's still alive. And I was like, I don't think so. I think this, and they threw me. And then he was like, yeah, man, I used to have a YouTube channel. But they banned me and shut me down after like 3 videos. And he's like this huge conspiracy nut. And I was like, thank you, God. And Ted was laughing when I told him. He's like, oh, you lucked out. I was like, I did. So this guy's like, we have a board meeting on Monday, and I'm going to talk to him about your channel and show it to him, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, thanks, man. That's really awesome. So I felt really, really positive because I could get, like, Raid Shadow Legends and all the, crap that, sponsors everybody, and I could make some, money, pay my bills. And so I called him the next week, and he's like, they're all in Vegas, but I did, pitch your channel and talk to him. And then I didn't hear back, so I called yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, I was just about to email you. They said you just don't really have the numbers, not enough subscribers and views, and it's your. I understand, you're fine for crypto." And I was like, "Yeah, um, but yeah, I'm a vampire. It's not a skunk. I'm yeah. I also have a vampire T-shirt. It's like one of those fake tuxedo shirts. I have two of those. I have two vampire shirts also. So, um, anyway, so he told me that they put me on a list for like one-on jobs. They could get me like maybe some sponsorships. So that was nice. But basically, he said get your numbers up, and I was like, that's why I wanted to come on with you, and then do collabs with like people that have 1 million, 5 million subscribers in like the gun tube. I think that people that are into guns are into freedom, sovereignty,
Yeah.
Libertarian. They just don't know about crypto. So I think it would be great, and they would all come. I could bring them into crypto,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people in crypto would like gun stuff. So
Yeah.
um,
There's a lot of crossover.
and he was like, I understand that, but they just don't. So I'm like, I think the numbers would take care of themselves, and my channel would grow huge if you would just take me on. But he said no. So that was another reason why I was like, fine, I'll take this other job.
But you're doing the right thing for your family, and you have to have integrity. I'm sure you get hit up a lot more than I do, but I get hit up all the time by trading things,
Yeah, and they're all
kinds of projects.
yeah.
And it is not something that is something that I use, something that is going to bring my community value, something that has integrity. I'm not going to promote it, and I'm not going to represent it.
We're getting off on a real big tangent. I got 300 views, 300 people watching. By the way, crypto meme review, I had 1,075 people watching.
That's awesome.
No, yeah, but guess what? It
Yeah,
ended.
to be watching live.
When it ended, guess how many views I had?
Oh,
Sean, here is your
I
reminder.
had 150.
Go live.
Computer, stop.
so computer restarted late, and we'll go live a little
Yeah, and we
later.
can go live on yours. But
We'll go in a little bit.
but Ed talked about this because I've really been down about my channel and growing it and everything.
Dude, go check out my views. I've gone from
I know I've told a bunch of people about that.
averaging 2,500 to 1,500 to like the other day 95 views.
Yeah,
I
and
was like, oh my gosh.
same with Dragon Chain. After that
Yeah.
show, we had hundreds of people watching, and it was like 92 views.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm also getting threatening letters from a 3-letter agency for a business that didn't even start till this year.
really,
Yeah, talking to me about things I need to do for last year. And I'm like,
what does it have to do with? Does it have to do with Monarch?
no.
I had Monarch troubles today because I got with Beatles and Monarch sponsor the channel for a long time, but I got sent it by PayPal, and PayPal said, "Hey, you set up your PayPal as a business account," because they made me do that. I forget when, but so because someone wanted to pay me, and they like, oh, you need to send this or change it to a business account. So I changed it to a business account, and now they said, oh, we need your social security number and stuff because we have to send this to the IRS.
Yeah, I've always had mine set up as a business.
So it's annoying. Anyway, I was telling you about this. So
and they take higher fees is why they're doing that.
when I first started my channel, because I didn't know that there was paid content. And I was really into crypto, and there was all these cool projects like Space Chain. Space Chain is still one of my favorite projects. And it's started by Jeff Garzik and a bunch of people, and nobody talked about it.
Right.
This
You've
is
gone on just to review specifically.
years ago. They built an operating system, an extraterrestrial operating system for spaceships, and they made mini satellites. Right? Listen to this. So they take a satellite. Normal satellites, you have to be a huge corporation or a government to afford.
Okay.
They made these little satellites, so they're way cheaper. They're smaller, but they're basically like an iPhone. Okay, it's like just to keep it simple, it's like a space. It's like a satellite that's an iPhone, and anyone can, instead of owning the satellite, all they have to do is develop an app. So they have full use of a satellite system just from developing an app. And even if it's a malicious app and there's malware or whatever, it doesn't affect the phone. It's just in an app.
Just in that.
It's all compartmentalized.
Mm-hmm.
So they did this really cool thing. And then imagine like Haiti, a poor country, could not afford a space program, couldn't
Right.
afford a telecommunications satellite system, but they could now do this for like hundreds of dollars instead of hundreds of millions. It's literally hundreds or a couple $1,000s.
Cheaper way to decentralize it.
That country can now have
Multiple.
a space telecommunication system to where they don't have to actually have like with they had their the hurricane, and they lost no ATMs, no nothing. If that was all not land based and it was satellite based, it would be a lot easier to reset up. And it was really exciting, really cool. So I did a review on it, and well, first off, my kids had their channel.
Mm-hmm.
They are super serious about it. They went and got jobs during college and after. They bought like the most expensive equipment. Everything is like really, they're serious. And I was just annoyed that no one's talking about. Everyone's talking about the same thing, and I just thought everybody was a Neo fanboy, or really liked XRP or whatever, because everybody was talking about the same thing. I didn't know that all those projects were paying them. I didn't know that. I just
Oh.
thought everybody really liked them, and it's boring because everyone's talking about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna just start a YouTube channel, and I went and got a free screen capture. I was never on camera, just a free screen capture, and I showed like a project. The first one was Coin Janitor, right? And then I learned that there was you could get bounties. So there was this project called Bounty 0x, and like they had regular people could go and get bounties on projects that are coming out, and like you could do tweets or promotions or make a meme, and you could get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had like you could make a video on it on YouTube, and if you got so many views, or if it was a really good one, you could get like real money, like $200, $300, $500 something. It was like crazy. So I did, and a lot of them were just some dude in a hut on an iPhone speaking terrible English. So just me doing and I would do like 2 days worth of research on something and like know it backwards and forwards, and then like just do a really in-depth review. So I started getting like bounties from Bounty 0x. Then I actually went to work for Bounty 0x because I just wanted a job in crypto. I didn't care what it was. I was like, so I went to work for Bounty 0x. I was a sheriff.
With that said, did you look in crypto for a job first before you went into your
No, I
traditional
didn't
job?
know like anything about. I thought you had to be a developer. I thought the only thing you could do in crypto is be
No, I'm saying today, when you just took your old finance job back.
No.
You didn't go look.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
I don't know. Is there a platform for crypto hiring? Like,
Oh,
they have those
well, I have to.
monster job boards or whatever, like for typical
No, there's
money
really
hiring?
not. There's really not.
That needs to happen. Why don't we develop that?
That would be good. That would be good. So anyway, Bounty 0x was something similar for that. I went to work for them. It was cool. It was hard work. It was a lot of work. Because like you had to verify because I mean, they're like some projects comes out and their budget's like you know $50,000, $30,000, and people are getting paid like 5 cents a tweet or something, and they have to do like certain things. So you had like
Couldn't that all be done with smart contracts too? That it doesn't, you don't get
no,
paid
because
until you
you had to manually go in to their Telegram and then look up each person, yeah, their Telegram name, and then see that they did like they're supposed to go make 2 comments, and it couldn't be like hello. You have to be like, this is a great project, I love it, something in there, and then you had to go look up their Twitter
there has
and
to be
then
a way to do that.
look up their tweets with the hashtag and verify that they did it. So like then that person gets $4.82 worth of this coin, and then we had to get all that done. And then when we're done, we would get like 5% of the $30,000 that they had budgeted.
Think about how like a coin kit tip bot works though. Like it could work like that.
Well, yeah, there's this was 2016.
Right.
It was a while ago. But anyway, where was I?
Sorry.
So I started my channel.
Brainstorming today.
I started my channel and I'm just so I did the thing on Space Chain. Within 2 hours, the CEO of Space Chain messages me on Twitter, and he's like, "Hey, I really liked your review. It was very nice." And I was like, "This isn't you. This is some scammer." I was like, "No, this is me. Would you like to do like an interview sometime?" So I was like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah, that would be really cool." So that's why I started my channel. It was just because I was really into crypto, and I got to the point where, because there's YouTubers that won't do anything unless you get paid. And I was watching this. It was just some TikTok. It was random. It was on Facebook. It was like a funny thing, and it was just I was scrolling, and this girl's like, blah blah blah. Oh, I had this. It was a nail polish or something. She goes, "It's really great. I don't want to say who it is and give them free advertising, but I love it. It's really good." And I thought, like, you like that product? It's really good. If it's good and you like it, and your followers
would benefit from that.
Wouldn't it?
Right.
Why wouldn't you tell them? It's just because you don't want to give them free. That seemed bad. And then Ted told me, he's like, you should just get back to what you used to do and just find stuff you think is cool and just start talking about it again. And then I was like, yeah. And he said there was this scientist that did this experiment. He went to a park, and there's these kids playing, like in the sandbox, and like literally every day they would come and play. So he went to them and their parents. And he's like, "Hey, I'll give you $5 for you to play in the sandbox." And they're like, "Okay, cool." And then the next day, they came, and he's like, "Here's $5, play in sandbox." He did it for like a week or 2 weeks, and then they came, and then he said, "Yeah, I'm not going to give you $5 to play in the sandbox." And the kids were like, "Well, we're not playing in the sandbox then." And he was like, "Okay." And they loved playing in the sandbox, but they stopped doing it because the money thing got in the way. It was so, I think you have to just do stuff because you like it.
Right.
And
that's where money has enslaved us.
Yes, it has. And stop people from doing what they really
and stop people from doing what they love. And that's where like it's a distraction. And that's been part of like my journey in the past few weeks too, is like we see this crash and we see this recession coming and depression coming. And I'm trying to warn people because I love our community and I want everybody to be safe and prepared as best they can. And I believe that people are educating themselves and doing the things. But ultimately, like, I do believe that God is our protector and our provider. And I think that I do believe the whole, there's the story about how, the guy is like, the flood comes and he's sitting on the rooftop and he dies and he goes up to heaven and he's like, "God, why didn't you save me?" And he's like, "Well, remember when the guy came and knocked at your door and said, 'You need to leave, there's a flood coming'?" And he's like, "That was me. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
you remember when I told you I came on the helicopter or in the boat when you were on your rooftop?
Yeah,
You
it's
wanted to
like,
get in? That was me.
why did you never? Yeah,
You know what I mean? So you can be told and not listen and do the, you still have to, there's a point of personal responsibility in all this too. So I get that part too. But I think Carly and I were talking about, we were doing some like manifesting and goal setting and talking about the future together. And for her, one of her business proposals and something that I'm really working on and focusing on. And I was like, okay, restate that, but you're limiting yourself. Take the dollar numbers out, take all the numbers out of your statement and just say what you want to accomplish and how you want to, what you want done. Like just see it completed. What is the goal? But stop limiting yourself with how much money it's going to take or how much money you're going to make or how many people you're going to affect. Like take the numbers out of it, because I don't think we even realize how much we limit ourselves when we do those kind of things.
it's weird. It's a weird phenomenon because we always talk about how people are slaves and they don't know it.
Yeah.
And literally, if you go to work and for 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours if you commute or whatever, just so that you could exist, so you can have shelter and sustenance. And
If they're taking money out of your check without your permission,
then someone takes the money from your check after you made an agreement with your employer of how much you're going to get paid. Somebody takes money and gives you the rest. That's slavery with just extra steps. And most people are in that boat, but we're in a completely different boat where we do something that we love and we can do whenever we want. There's no one like cracking a whip, which is also tough. If you don't have to, get up and do something, there's no, like for World Blockchain Roundtable, we get paid to do it, which is cool. But we don't have to show up for it. We don't have to do it. If you wake up and you just have diarrhea or something, I'm not going to do it. But it's not like a regular job where you'll be in trouble, you'll be fired. It's something, so
it's an opportunity missed.
you have to have some level of like there's a lot of times the only reason I go and do it is to be with you, to be with Greg and Joe,
and conversation's amazing.
To hang out with them, and have, because it's fun, but also I don't want to like let them down, because there's been time I haven't showed up and then there's only like, one time it was only 2 people. It was just Greg and I felt like shit. So a lot of times I just show up for them and then I mean but I had some really nice stuff by some people that watched that show and talked about my channel and how I struggled for a long time, and you struggled with this, like, because those people are so much smarter than I am, and I felt like
I wasn't bringing value.
Yeah, I don't really bring value to it. And then a friend of mine who's also ridiculously smart, he's Nick. He's up in Canada. Very sad for him, but one of the smartest guys I know. He's a developer. He said, you make it so that everyone can watch that show. He's like, regular people can't, understand it, or you put stuff across where regular people can understand. The way you say things are how like 90% of people can hear and understand it. I mean, those people talk about like their hobbies are like genetic gene sequencing. And I mean, they're like some of the most brilliant people I've ever met.
No, when Greg gets on a rant and uses his big former lawyer,
I used to be a lawyer. I just want to do something
linguist on top of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what does that word mean? And then we
Yeah.
make jokes and try to use one of his words the rest of the day.
It's so funny, but they're literally, especially that group of guys, they're some of the most humble and nicest
Yes.
people that I know. Because most people that I know, they're like Richard Hart, perfect example. Richard Hart is a huge dick, but he's really smart and he's right, but he knows it, and he will. But same with the Bozak. If you're not friends with Bozak on Facebook, it's bad, dude. He's like, hey,
He's a really
moron.
nice person, though.
But on his family, his friends, he's like, hey, stupid. How do you like being stupid and poor?
Uh-oh.
Guess what? I
didn't
just
know.
made $10,000 sitting on my ass with this coin, with that. You're stupid and you're poor, and you'll always be stupid and you're poor. Why? Because you're stupid. His family. He's like his cousins and shit. Like, why are you so mean? Well, because you're stupid. You didn't listen to me. He's like, I got $100,000 in 2 months from putting in $5,000 in this. I told you to do it. You didn't. Now you're still poor, and I have $100,000 more money than I had before. That's just dumb, man. Why do you want to be dumb? That was dumb. You understand that was dumb. You agree it's dumb. He's very hardcore. But these guys on World Blockchain Roundtable, they have the opposite problem. They think people are smarter than they are. Like I remember they were laughing. They're like, remember back when we used to use this Q4 thing, and we used to write AI back with that. That was
and they were having talking about going to the key signing parties for identity layering, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, whoa. Now, what?
Perfect example is we were talking about being kids.
Yeah.
And we're talking about prank phone calls. And I used to do prank phone calls all the time. Right. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, yeah, man, it was fun. Remember, you used to get those wires and you can go connect it so you could use your, they were talking about like making fake caller IDs and breaking into their like neighbor's phone system with like MacGyvering it with like some bubble gum and some twine. I'm not joking. That's how they're 12 and 13 and they're doing prank phone calls that way. Yeah. And I'm like, no, me and my friend would just call people in the middle of the night and say we're doing surveys for the Insomniacs of America. But they think like that's just normal. And we all think, what we do or what we have is normal. But it's anyway, but just really cool, and they're really good people because they just kind of assume that everyone's that as smart as they are. Or even if they're not as smart as they are, like they're, even if you come down a couple notches where they think normal people are.
Yeah.
And that's something they do that is a problem, I think, because they think people are smarter than they are. Like they think the masses are at a certain level where the masses are not at that level.
For sure. Hey, let's
Mark,
jump over. Can we jump over to my channel?
We're talking about God.
What?
We need to do 2 or 3 shows a week because
I would love to do more shows.
We don't talk as much as we used to because we need to get
stuff out of the way. Let's do more shows and let's
Hold on, I want to show my Halloween stuff because we're talking about Halloween.
Morning and
their Halloween pictures were
or do
good.
some evening ones. Did you like my FBI picture? The FBI.
Yeah, with the 2 eyes. That was funny. I'm gonna show my Facebook. Hold on. Okay. Oh, this is my ex-wife. I told her happy birthday. See, she didn't tell me happy birthday.
That was nice.
I know. That was my son Robert.
Aww.
When I was holding his hand in the hospital. It was weird because for 2 weeks he was in the hospital, like on life support.
Yes, I know.
And I sat there for 2 weeks, like just I don't know, 20 hours a day or something. And I just stared at me holding his hand for 2 weeks. So I couldn't imagine not just seeing that anymore. So I took the picture. But anyway.
That's very sweet. Do you have that tattoo on your hand now?
No, that's his tattoo.
But you should put that on your hand now.
I don't have any tattoos.
I know, but that would be cool if you transferred it to your hand right there. Put it
on then I would have tattoos.
Spot.
This is the Toblerone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is the most.
They are going to have a bellyache.
Look at that picture. Oh my god, it's so
Look how
horrible.
cute.
I look terrible. I look like my mother with a mustache.
Awesome.
And see, it says their name on it, Oliver and Nora.
Oh, how cute. You really had it made for them.
Yeah, it's really big.
That's awesome.
And this, her she had this is all neon. It like lit up.
Cool.
Oliver was a ninja. Those are the books I got her of the set.
Aw,
That's an Eagles totem. That's my Eagles rug.
very cool.
Trying Star Wars. There. That's Star Trek. That's the autograph of the Rat Pack. There's an autograph of the monkeys.
Very cool.
Yeah. I told you I have like movie posters in my living room. That's my son Nick. Yeah, I never met him. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That thing is huge.
That is ginormous.
Huge.
Oh, I bet their parents were thrilled with you.
There's old Bozak. So these is the candy I give out. I usually give out full-size bars. And then last year, every year it seems to get rougher on kids. Like 2 years ago, it was bad. Gave full-size bars. And then the year after that, it was really bad with the gingivitis outbreak. So I gave 2 full-size candy bars. So everyone has come to expect that. This year, I gave away giant candy bars.
Oh my goodness!
So these are all like huge. Just a 6-pack of these knoppers. They're delicious, by the way. Yeah, the Walmart. Get yourself some knoppers.
Hilarious.
And I was giving away 2 of these to most people, most kids. So pretty cool. That was Halloween, and we gave away all of it, all the candy. I had like 150 giant candy bars. Gave it all away.
That's really cool. I gave away almost all my candy. At the end, I started telling him, I was like, just take a handful, as much as you want. As much as you want.
Ted called it. He's like, because I just wanted to, make kids happy. And he's like, kids are going to be like, you're going to freak the parents out. And it's right. The parents were like, what? Like, can I have one of those Toblerones? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. But this one kid, he was like super polite. And usually like the kids will walk up and the parents stand like on the,
Yeah. Out on the street.
A lot,
or sidewalk, yeah.
I had parents coming up like getting candy bars though. They were
there's a thing called the mom tax, where then afterwards, when we're going through the candy to make sure it's safe, you pick out what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she this one lady came and she was all like super excited. She's like, "Can I get an extra one for my husband?" Or I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh my god.
And then she came back like 15 minutes later and got 2 more. And I'm like, she was here already, wasn't she? And then Ted was like, yeah. And Sebastian was there. He's like, yeah, she was here. Sebastian came over and he had a cowboy hat on and like a suede shirt, this giant belt buckle.
Nice.
So it was funny, but it's like, dude, you just look stylish for. I was like, there's several women that would actually find you attractive right now. But it's a costume to you. And he's like, yeah,
you're dressed up.
Because I could go up a few states and then everybody would know it's a costume. But yeah,
go out and have a good time.
It was pretty funny.
That's so funny.
But I was telling you, so this one kid comes, he's really polite, and he was like, "Thank you, sir." And I was like, "Happy Halloween." And then he's walking off, and he hears Dad's like, "Did you say thank you?" He's like, "Yes." And then he gets his dad's. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I said thank you. I got this." And you just hear, "What the hell?" So yeah, the parents were like freaked out.
We're surprised. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool. I always post like, on there on my Facebook, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come over here." I was like, "Come on over."
The door is open. I'm coming to Austin and see you again one of these days.
Several people that usually come and they get a lot of candy. They owe me money, so they didn't come.
Now that you have the hot tub working.
It's not working yet. I have to have or I'd be in it right now.
I thought you had it working.
Doing the hot tub episode. We had these, Beetlejuice. When they try to scare scare them. They make themselves horrific.
I mean, I've only seen it like one time.
You only Beetlejuice one time, okay. Anyway, it's very hard. It is scary. They make themselves look really scary, and I
That's
guess
why I
the
don't watch
kids were kind of traumatized by that. But these people were walking up, and they were dressed as Gina Davis and Al Baldwin from Beetlejuice, and like their masks were like really awesome. Their clothes were perfect, and they had their baby who was like they had dressed in the white, black and white plaid. But anyway, so they're walking up, and Alex loves Beetlejuice, so I like got my phone out, and I was like, "I'm sorry, do you mind if I take a picture from it?" And it was their friend. So
Oh, really?
what's weird is Ted knew who he was by his hairy hands. He was like, "Is that you?" What? And then he pulls his mask off. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I called Alex out there, and Alex didn't know who he was either. Even though his mask was half off, he was like, "Oh, it looks awesome." He's like, It's like, Jason. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's funny. Pretty funny. Yeah, we are. We need to jump over my channel. Sorry, there's people over there waiting.
Yes.
And
Please
John
press the like button.
did
Subscribe if you
mention,
haven't subscribed.
yeah, and leave a comment here on Sean's before you come over there. Johnny did mention he's coming to Austin here. I can't remember when, but I'll give you a heads up, and we'll do a meetup there in Austin.
Okay. Yeah, I always wanted. There's a, Tiger King.
Crypto Bucks, I think.
You know Tiger King, right? Yeah, the little.
Yes, he's from Oklahoma.
He's from Oklahoma. Anyway, there's a place like he had that's right down the street from my house.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they got rid of the tiger because of that damn Carol Baskins.
She killed her husband.
But anyway, I've always loved it. Robert loved that place, man. Robert really loved animals. But I will go there like just by myself. It's a drive-through safari,
Mm-hmm.
and just feed the animals and stuff. That's where they have mountain lions. They hate me. They have 3 mountain lions there that I'm not allowed to. They have like benches for you to go eat, and I can't go there because the mountain lions go crazy and start attacking the cage. But anyway, we could have a meetup. I also thought it'd be cool to have a meetup there.
No,
they have like some facilities and stuff there.
No.
Why?
No, I'm not. No. Mm-mm.
It would be a fun place.
No.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I saw the stuff about crypto. They're like red.
What happened?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I saw the stuff about crypto. They're like.
Son, once you start, there's no going back.
It's your red pill. It's your orange pill. Take the pill. All right. Meet us over.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I hope I can do this. All right. Remember to comment.
Leave a comment.
When this is over. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please hit the like button. And meet us over on Lisa's channel here in a few minutes.